What is up, everyone? So back again with another tutorial video, and today I'm gonna show you how to create this really awesome hover animation effect for this image gallery style design we have right here. And we're only going to be using HTML and CSS, so zero JavaScript for this part. And watch this. So pretty much hover over, got a little cool animation slide section thing, and then the grow or scale as you hover over it as well. So this is essentially what we're going to create today. So if you want to learn how I did this, then definitely watch this video all the way to the very end. And this is sort of a series that I created where I'm pretty much making this website from scratch, and I'm basically documenting myself, learning how to code, and teaching you along the way. So if you want to see how I created this section up here for this website nav bar, or even right here, this section where you click on this and you have the input form. If I refresh, as you can see here, if I click it, normal form sign up, has the error validation, all that. If you want to learn how to do that, I'll include links to those video tutorials in the description below. But in case for this video, this is going to be part one, I guess, for this thing. And then eventually, once I add the JavaScript, I want to have it to where I click on any of these images and then like an image gallery will pop up. But for right now, I just want to show you how I made this like polygon, like hexagon, whatever you want to call it, shape, hover animation style with this. So without further ado, let's hop into the code editor and start coding. All right, so here I am on my code editor. So I already have it up open. And like I said, this is essentially like a part 4 of the website in case you're following along with those tutorials. But note that you don't have to make any of this previous stuff in order to make this. We're going to be creating this all in its own section, but I'm just adding this to my previous website. So again, if you want to see all the previous code for this site that I designed, that's in the description below. But in this case, you just need to know some basic HTML and CSS, and you can pretty much make this your own on pretty much any file you have. So just open up VS Code. If you have not already, click on this icon right here and then create an index.html file. And then once you've created that, make sure you have your header. So just type in pretty much, let me just go with it and show you guys, just in case anyone watching this for like the very first time. So let me just make like index1.html and then pretty much press shift 1 and tab and then click on here and then basically do link, and then we're going to do a gallery.css and then just go straight into your body. And then this is where you start coding in case you aren't following along with the previous videos. But since I already have the previous code up, I'm going to go back to that. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this once you have that already created. I'm gonna move this to the trash. And then also I'm gonna make the gallery.css file. So now that I can add all the customization to it. And then I'm going to import that. So I already have a main file where I import all my stuff. So if you're not following along from the previous tutorials, don't worry about this. This is only for people who are watching the older videos. And let's go here. So I'm doing the exact same thing I just showed you in the intro. But okay, so now we can actually start creating this design. So here I am on the bottom of my first section for this, the modal section. So I'm gonna go ahead and just type in image gallery. And again, if you're first time following along from scratch, this is what you're typing into your body tags. And then don't worry about the JS file for this video because we're not using it at all. And now I'm going to create our first section. So I'm going to call this the services section. So let's see, services dash section. My bad. And I'm using emits. When I press tab, it's automatically going to create the class with the div. So I'm going to go in within this div and press enter. And I want to create the heading. So this is the H1. So I'm going to do dot services dash heading, press tab, and then press enter. And then just do an H1 and be like, check out our services below, exclamation mark. And now go outside of the heading div, but stay within the actual service section div. So press enter here. So I'm gonna press it twice, as you can see much better. And pretty much we're gonna go and create our actual gallery section now with the services. So I was gonna call this dot services, press tab, then press enter. And now within the services div, we're going to create the first thing, which is the services cell. So services dash cell, press tab. And this is essentially the shape that you saw, the hexagon polygon shape. And then we're going to go and create our image now. So we're going to do dot services dash cell underscore img, and then press tab. And right now we don't have, actually, Command Z that. This should be an image. So make sure you go img.services.image. But let me just erase this and let me do it again so you can see. So img.services-cell_img, press tab. All right, so now we have an image and nothing is in it yet because we have to go and download those images. But basically I have the class services-cell image. Now under that, we're gonna create the text. So I'm gonna call this .services-cell_text and then press tab. And now I have this, so you can put like just literally anything you want. I'm gonna put digital marketing. And now let me make this bigger so you guys can see it much better. And right now this is pretty much the shape part right here. So now we're gonna have to copy this 7 different times, or actually 6. So we're gonna have 7 totals. Let me go ahead and just click and hover over the services cell div, Command C, and then pretty much go enter. So now we're still in the services div. Paste it there. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, now save this. And now if you have live server installed, when you click on this icon right here and download live server, you can. But I already have it, so I'm just gonna, when I opened it, it's on this page right here. So this is pretty much live. And right now this is what your screen should look like. So we can go here and just edit this text for now. Let's just change it to like website development. Let's change this one to videography. This one can be let's see, photography, and then we got consulting, and then we have SEO, and the last one but not least we got graphic design. So I'm gonna save this, and then boom, now we have it like this. And now we need to go and download our images. So I'm gonna show you the site that I use to get all of them. But again, you can use literally any image you want to. It really doesn't matter. So the website that I use is unsplash.com. And you can just type in like anything. So if you type in like neon, for instance, you can get these like really cool bright effects. And then all you need to do is basically click on the image and then just download it. Now I already have these all downloaded. So to save some time, not take you like 30 minutes watching me click and download these, just download 7 images that you like, and then we'll meet you back right when I get these set up. So now that you have your images downloaded, you're gonna go over here and click on this folder. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys are on the main section because I already have another image folder. I'm gonna make another one just for this example so you can see it. But let's just call it like gallery. Yeah, just call it gallery. And looks like I got it inside of this. So I want to drag this out to the main. So now it's outside by itself. So make sure when you click down, it's on by itself. And I'm gonna click down into it. So let's drop down. And then pretty much I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna drag in my images that I have from the previous file. And now you can see I have that. So let me delete. I have an extra image that shouldn't be there. So move to trash. And now if I go to my gallery now, I have image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So again, once you download it, the images really don't matter because you can replace those. I'm probably going to change them out eventually. But what's important is that they're probably going to be named some crazy name like something dash 1000, whatever. So make sure that you right click on them and click on rename, and make sure that you change them to the name I have of my images right here. So type in img-1 and press enter, and then rinse and repeat that till you get all your images to say img-7. And then make sure you pause the video right now to do that really quick before we continue, because that's really important. And now once you've completed that, let's get back into the code. So right now I'm gonna go back to the top of our section right here, and the img src equals in the quotation. This is where we're gonna type in gallery. So we're going into the gallery folder now. I'm gonna press slash, and then if you have all your images properly in place, they should show up like this, so you can just click on them, and you can just type in it as well, img-1. But for this sake, I'm just going to click it, and then when I hit save, go down here, you can see we have our first image, and it's ginormous because I'm on mobile screen, but you can see it's like that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this, I'm going to copy it, the gallery-image1. I'm going to go into each image and then just change it to the next number. So this is 2, image src, this will be image 3, and then let's do 4 and 5, and then 2 more. We have 6, and then the last one will be 7. So now that we save this, we go over, you'll see that we have all of our images. So if I scroll this and make this bigger, you still can't see because they're ginormous, but basically we have them here now. All right, so now let's go back to the code editor. So pretty much for the index.html, we're pretty much done. Like, that's all you need to do. And then let's go to our gallery.css file right now here. Now this is where the fun begins. Okay, so since this is on an addition to a website that I'm still creating, if you made this on your own where you don't have any of this stuff above, it's gonna look a little different. But basically, we're gonna go here and I'm gonna start styling the services section. So the entire thing right here with the text too. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, let me exit off these real quick. Type in services dash section, curly braces, press enter, and I'm gonna do, so I have colors already, so in case you don't have the previous colors, don't worry about this, but I already have previous colors that I've used. So let me show you really quick in case you're not aware of what I'm doing. On my main style.css, if you follow along from the previous tutorials, I created this root file. So let me copy this. So in case you don't have that, basically just go to the top and copy this exact code right here. So colon root and then the curly braces, and then do dash dash dark gray, and then follow the hashtag 212329. And the rest, I don't really use these rest of the ones, but if you want to just have them, you can. But I only mainly have like this gray and the white one for now. So now we go and let's do a width of 100 viewport width. So it spans 100% of your viewport width right there. I'm gonna set height to auto. I want the minimum height, I want that to be 100 VH, so 100 viewport heights. And then I'm gonna have a padding bottom of 8 rem. So now if we go over here and let's zoom, it's not gonna be able to see it right now because of the images, but we'll go back into it once we have some more code set up so you can read it better. And now let's do the headings now. So this is the right here, this is the H1 section. So basically .sir, this is dash heading, and within this I'm going to do the color. I have the color white, so var parentheses dash dash white, and then we have text align center, margin bottom 2 rem, and then padding top 3 rem. Save that there, so now you can see that the text has been altered. Alright, so now let's target the services. So this div is, again, this is the one that contains all of the images, so the entire thing right here. So if I click it, you can see it. Now let's go and do display flex, and then flex wrap. Now we're going to center the things with justify content center, and then align items center. And then I want a max width, and I want that to be 1200 pixels. And then I want my margin, I want to center this now with 0. So top, bottom are 0, and then the sides are auto, so that centers it. And then let's do a transform translates Y of 80 pixels. And then let's do padding, let's make that 0. Let's do background color. I spelled background wrong. Background color, I want that to be var dash dash dark gray. And then I want the height, I want to make that auto as well. So we still can't see much because the images are massive. So we're almost to the image section. Just keep going real quick. Now let me target the services cell now. So that is the div that contains both the image and the text that we got. So this thing right here. So now let's go to services dash cell and let's do flex. I'm gonna do 0, 1, 250 pixels. I'm gonna do a max width of 250 pixels. I want to do a height of 275 pixels. Margin should be 2 pixels by 2 pixels. So top, bottom, left. It goes top, right, bottom, left. But if you do it like this, it'd be top, bottom, left. It's basically the same thing. Actually, you could just do, yeah, we kind of could have just done that. Yeah, so margin like that, and then position, relative, text, align, center, and z index, that again puts it above everything. So z index of 1, and then we'll do a box shadow, and this one's going to be a little bit longer. So 0 pixels by 0 by 15 pixels by 0, and then pretty much RGBA, and then we're going to do black. So 0, 0, 0, 0.8. And then let's do clip path. So this is quite long, but this is the shape that we're gonna do for the polygon. So clip that path. I'll type it out for you instead of just copying it so you can see. So polygon, we're gonna do 50%, 0%, and then we're gonna do 100%, 25%, and I'm gonna do 100%, 75%, then a comma, and then 50%, 100%, comma, 0%, 75%, comma, and then 0%, 25%, comma. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now there's also websites where you can pretty much like make a shape and then they'll just give you the code as well in case you don't want to have to type that out. But I just wanted to show you like this for now. But for the rest of the video, I'll probably copy and paste it. And now we have this. So again, right now you can see we have the shape. So this is the little polygon shape we got going on. And now our images are currently not showing. So let's do that really quick. So let me do dot services dash cell underscore img. So now we're targeting the image. I want object fit. I want this to cover it. So I do like this, and then if I do object position, I want this to be on the center. So you still can't see anything at the moment because we still have to add some more little effects, but don't worry. This is just building up to it. So let's target the text now. So services dash cell underscore text. So now this is the text, like the website development, photography, videography section. So let's do height 100%. Want the width, take up 60%. Margin, we're centering this 0 auto. Got display flex. Flex direction is column. Justify content is center. Text transform, making it uppercase. And then we got color. Again, this can be var dash dash white. And let's do font weight of 700. Font size of 1 rem. Transition is opacity 350 ms. And again, if this is the first time watching, I do have a previous font installed already. But again, it doesn't really matter. You can just copy this exact link I have here and then go to your CSS file and then just go for font family. Just type that in right there. But that's really not necessary because you can pretty much edit that later. But let's do text shadow now. So shadow 2 pixels by 2 pixels, and then with the 2 pixel black, and then save that. Or I could actually change that to var dash dash dark gray. Yeah, that would be probably better. And you still can't see anything yet because we still have some other things I want to add. So now let's go here, and I'm gonna type in services dash cell colon before. And let me copy this because it's gonna take a bunch of typing. And then copy it again and then change it to after. And then we're gonna target services dash cell underscore image this time again. But now we're gonna actually edit it so you can see it better. So we're gonna do top 50% negative, so negative 50%. Width is going to be 100%. Height is gonna be 200%. And then display, we'll make it block. Position will be absolute. And then we're gonna do the clip path again. I do not want to type that out again, so I'm just gonna literally copy this right there, press enter, and then Z index of 1. So now you can see we got the image action. So if you wanted to mess around with these values, you can. And if I do like negative or like no positive 50, it just destroys the entire thing. And I'm sure there are much different ways you could write this, but this is what works right now. So it's like if it works, it works. But again, if you have alternative ways, let me know in the comments below, and that'd be awesome to see. And now let's go for the fun part, the hover. So let's go do services dash cell hover curly braces, and then I'm gonna do opacity of 1, transition all 0.3s. I'm gonna do ease in out, and then let's do transform, scale it, and I want it to scale by 1.2. So 1 is essentially the same size, and then that's 0.2 much on top of that. And then Z index, I want this to be on top of everything, so I just put like an outrageously big number, 99. You can, as long as it's higher than the 1, you pretty much are good, but just in case. And then let's make sure, this is the most important thing you put, is overflow hidden. Because if you do not, on certain browsers, you're gonna see this weird line, it's gonna mess you up. It took me forever to figure that out, but basically right now we got the little hover action going on right now. So you see that. And then if I open it up, it's like kind of where we want it to be, but the problem is we're missing is like this section is like not touching. So I'm gonna show you guys how to fix that. But so far we are making progress. All right, so now this is the fun part. This that little when you hover over, it has like the little like kind of like a lightish like beam looking thing. So we're gonna do dot services dash cell colon before curly braces. And then I want to make sure the content, there's nothing showing. So I'm going to do content and then quotes and make sure it's empty. Because if you don't, you're gonna, if you put like words in it, you'll see words like literally written in the animation. So making sure that it's empty so you can't see anything. And then position, I want to make sure this is absolute. Opacity of the effect, I want it to be about 40%. And then width, this is something that's really important that you do exactly this. And then height, 70 pixels. Background, I want this to be var white there. And then let's do top 50. Left 0. Z index of 1. Transform, rotate, oh, not rotate. Rotate 45 degrees or DG. Semicolon, and then transition, transform 1 point. Let's do 1.5 for right now. We can edit that later, but that's just the speed that it like it goes across the image. And now we're gonna do services dash cell colon hover colon before, and then curly braces. I'm going to do transform, translate, parentheses, we're going to do a negative 100%, and then 600%. And then we're going to rotate this 45 degrees, semicolon there. Now we have transition. We're gonna do transform 0.5s. And now if I save this and we hover, you can't see anything right now, so let me see. So right now nothing is happening. So let me make sure I typed all my code properly. All right, so I figured out why you aren't seeing the cool animation effect. So I made a little typo. So right here on the translate, the last one we just did, that should be negative 100 pixels. And then the Z index right here, I put 1. It should be -1 for the before, after, and the services dash cell image. So now we save this, and now you can see the text, and then we hover it, boom. We have this clean little hover animation effect. So that pretty much is the design with the effect. Now all I have to do is edit the mobile responsiveness and then fix this like random ugly gap we have going on here. So this is probably the most important part that took me quite a while to figure out, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how I did it. Okay, so let's go down below here. Let's create our media. So I call these our media queries, but basically I can go like responsive. So media screen, and I'm gonna start from the top. I'm gonna do min width colon 550 pixels, and then I'm gonna do a parentheses max width colon 825 pixels. Then parentheses, I'm gonna target dot services dash cell colon nth child of 3n, and then curly braces, enter. We're gonna do margin dash right colon. We're gonna calculate this with a 50%, and then we're gonna do subtract, so minus sign, then 125 pixels. And then we're gonna do the margin to the left. We're gonna calculate that with a 50%, then minus 125 pixels as well. Save this, and let me see the current thing. You can't really see much right now, but let's go ahead and mess around with this. So now let's go and enter, and let's do services dash cell colon nth child, and we're targeting the third one now. So this is the third image that we're targeting, and we're gonna do top minus 70px. So now you can see that it fits nice and snugly in here. So if I were to do like 100, you can see how it went past it. So 70, I found that's the perfect spot for mine. And then let's go enter, and now let me bring the text editor closer so you can actually see this better. So let me go up now. Let's do dot services dash cell colon nth dash child. Now we're gonna target picture number 4. So curly braces, and I'm gonna do top colon and then dash 140 pixels, so minus 140 pixels. Save, boom, nice and snug fitting right there. So now I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do this, let's see, we got 5, and then looks like 6. So let's do 2, and then let's see, so 5, 6, and then 7. All right, so now after the 4th, let's change this one to 5. And the 5th one has the exact same one. So let me actually comment these out so you can see it in order. So now we have the 5th. So now you can see that it fits right there now. And let's uncomment this. Hold on. This is going to be the 6th one. And that one's going to have minus 210 pixels. So if I comment the 7th one real quick, save this, nice and snug fitting there. Now we have this last one, and I want this to be on this left side here. You can put it on the right too, but I'm just doing it on the left. So I'm gonna change that to 7, and I want the top to be minus 280, And then we got to move this over to the left. So I'm going to do margin dash right. I'm going to do 250 pixels. And boom, now we have it nice and snug fitting over here. So now let's go to our next media query. And let's target, let's see, at media screen and min width colon 825 pixels and max, let's see, max width colon 1100 pixels, curly braces, and now let's do dot services dash cell nth child, so colon nth dash child, targeting the fourth picture now, curly braces. So let me show you, you can see this. See how crazy that looks right now? So let's, let me see if I can keep this dimension, like there, and then let me shrink this just a tad bit. Okay, so bring this up. So now let's do top minus 70 pixels. And then, so if I save that, you can see the photography shape just went up. We're gonna do margin left and have a calculation of 50% minus 275 pixels. Save that. And let's see if I have that right. 825, 110. Yeah. So now if I zoom this open, so you can't see everything right now because I don't have the other images yet. So let me fix the other images right now. But you can see how that's just the one part. So let's do dot services dash cell colon nth dash child of 5. Oh, I bet. Hold up. What happened? Let me redo because I don't want to retype that. Okay, yeah. So nth child of 5. So the fifth image now. We're gonna do a margin dash right of calc, the exact same thing. So 50% minus 275 pixels. And then we're gonna do position relative and then top minus 70 pixels. Boom, nice and snug fitting. So now you can see here it's nice and it's like a puzzle. Okay, so we got that one. So now we got to target the bottom two now, and I want these to be I think I had them on the left side, so let me check. So we got services dash cell colon nth child of the sixth image now. I'm going to do margin dash left. I'm going to calculate that with 50% minus 530%. And I'm going to save that one here. Now it disappeared, but don't worry. I did not complete the top minus 140 pixels. And then we got to do the seventh child. You're not going to see what's going on. So let's do dot services dash cell colon nth dash child of the seventh, curly braces. I'm gonna do margin right. It's going to be the calc of 50% minus 275 pixels. And then we're gonna do top minus 140 pixels. And let me make sure, did I type everything right? Let's see, I think hold up. That's why I put 530%, not pixels. So make sure it's 530 px, not percentage. And now we got this section created. All right, so now we got one more, two more little ones left, and you'll see in just a second. So far we have this part we still have to do, and then when I shrink it even more, so you got this one's clean. When I go, let me see, go out, and I go to mobile, mobile is not looking too good. So, and the reason why is because it's they're super close. So we're gonna edit that in just a second. But first, let's do the the biggest one right now, so this one. So let's go, let me shrink this again. And basically all we need to do is just move these up, these three. So the way to do this, let's go down here, at media, and let's do min dash width, and make sure it's basically, if you're over 1.1k pixels, I want you to do services, so dot services dash cell colon nth child, and we're gonna target n plus 5. So this is basically saying every image 5 and after. Since we only have 3, I just put n plus 5. So, or you could do literally target them individually like we did up here, but since they're all the same, we're gonna just do n plus 5, because that means 5 and infinity after that. And then let's do position relative, and then top would be negative 70 pixels. So we save it, and boom, look at that. So nice and clean. And then let's finish it off strong. Let's do media screen, and I forgot the top one, but it really doesn't matter right now. But max width colon 550 pixels, and let's do dot services dash cell, and I want the margin, and this is so that the gaps on mobile are like spaced out, 50 pixels by 25 pixels. Save, and let me just add a screen here. Save that, and let me make sure, yeah, screens like this. So first off, we got the desktop view, hover over it, everything looks nice, and then we'll zoom, first breakpoint right here, everything fitting, and we got our next breakpoint, still everything looks good, nothing's messed up. And then last but not least, we go to mobile, and boom, so we got like this. And you can see the margin top spacing, and then that's also right and left as well. So this pretty much is how I created this image little hover animation effect. So if you did enjoy this video, then definitely go down below and give this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And for the next part of this tutorial, I'm going to try and find out a way to basically, when you click on the images, an image guide is going to pop up with like an arrow left and right, and then you can go through it, which is going to require JavaScript. So I'm going to build that, or attempt to, and then I'll probably make a video showcasing that. But this is pretty much the next section or so, called part 4 of this website. So again, if you haven't seen the previous tutorials, they are in the description below. So if you want to learn how to make this nav bar up here, that's one tutorial. This whole section right here is another, and then with this hover animation. And then the third video showcasing this sign up form with the error, and then also like if I go here, just put .com, doesn't really matter, and say with validation, turns green like this, or you can click on anywhere. Those are, and I'll make probably a playlist so you can watch them all in order in case you haven't, or you can just click on my channel and click on those videos. But basically, this ends off our little cool CSS animation effects for today. So again, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.